Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Zendo. Today, I'd like to talk about Zen. Zen isn't really a religion because Zen doesn't have beliefs. Religions have beliefs. They want you to believe something. And Zen is not interested in beliefs, not even a belief in Buddha or the story of the Buddha. Zen is interested in truth. The Dalai Lama was once asked, if science proved that all the Buddha's teachings were false, all the Buddha's teachings, none of them were true, what would you do? After spending a lifetime with the Buddha's teachings and practices, if you found out all of these weren't true, what would you do? And the Dalai Lama replied, I would give it all up instantly. Because in Buddhism, we're only interested in truth, not a belief. There's a big difference. Beliefs are not truth. They're beliefs. They're thoughts. And no thought is really true. So therefore, no belief is really true. A belief in God is not the experience of God. It's not what God is. It's just a belief. And that belief will keep you from having the direct experience. A belief in enlightenment is not enlightenment. It's just your belief. It's just a thought. And that will keep you from the direct experience of enlightenment. And most importantly, the belief in yourself, in what you are, is what's keeping you from realizing the truth of what you are. Isn't that amazing? We have so many beliefs in our life. I was very fortunate to have my root training, really, my spiritual training. I started off in a Christian church and doing that, but my parents weren't very religious, so we didn't really do that very much. And I was kind of skeptical about it, to be honest. Although I did have an experience, what I called an experience of what I called God. I couldn't define it. I couldn't understand it. It didn't fit in with anything I was being taught. And yet it was a wonderful experience. But Zen was really my root spiritual training with Thich Nhat Hanh. I spent a long time, 40 years, with that Sangha, with Thich Nhat Hanh. And that was an exploration of truth. And how do we learn truth? How do we experience truth? We only experience truth by letting go of what's false. Because we don't have to invent truth. We don't have to find truth or discover truth. Truth is always here. Truth is always here, always present for us. You are truth. Everything is truth. But we have many thoughts, beliefs about what truth is. That's why we can't find it. That's why we don't directly experience it. So we have to shed all those things that aren't true. We have to shed the things that aren't true to find out what is true. And the beautiful thing about this is when we question everything, what isn't true will not stand up to sincere questioning. It will dissolve. It will fade away. And what is true only becomes stronger. So we don't really have anything to lose but illusion. And frankly, we're afraid of losing our illusions, aren't we? The illusion of me and my life. If that's an illusion and we question it, then what happens to me and my life if it turns out to just be a dream? If it turns out just to be a fiction that I believed all my life? It's a little intimidating, isn't it? So we have a fear of really exploring deeply and questioning everything honestly. But that's how we discover truth. Truth cannot be named. It cannot be described. It cannot be imagined. It's not a thought. It's the direct experience of reality as it is, without the interpretation of thought. It is what is. We are what is. And there's really nothing we can say about it. It just is. It's wonderful when we experience this. Even more wonderful when we live as this. When we let go of that illusion of a separate self. when we let go the illusion of life as separate things. And we end up realizing that all of it is just this totality. That we are just this totality. Undescribable, unimaginable, unnameable. And yet it is what we are. This absolute totality. We are not separate from any of this. Nothing is separate from any of this. This is the peace that surpasseth all understanding. This is the infinite unconditional love. This is the absolute contentment and bliss of reality. We've never been other than this. And yet we search for it, don't we, all our life? We go to spiritual teachers and how can we find this? How can we improve ourselves? How can we become enlightened? When enlightenment is simply what we are. The thing is, we're not what we think we are. That's the obstacle. What we think we are, what we believe we are, that's the obstacle that's preventing us from directly experiencing truth, life as it is. And I'm very grateful that my root spiritual tradition was Zen, because this is what it's looking for. And yet, even in Zen, most people are still taking beliefs of Zen. It's the way the mind is. So we have a belief in Buddha. We have a belief in the story of Buddha. We have a belief in Zen. We have a belief in the ancient Zen masters. We have a belief in our own teacher. We're filled with beliefs still. We have a belief in emptiness. Emptiness is only the absence of the illusion of a self. How can you believe in that? There's nothing to believe in. It just is the nature of reality. And we have a belief in the nature of reality. The mind is always trying to understand what this is. It's just its nature to do this. And if we really want to experience truth, we stop. We just stop. We stop putting our focus on our mind, on our thoughts, on our beliefs. We let go of all of that and simply be. And in this being, we experience this deep reality that's always been here. And the more we let go, the more we surrender our thoughts, our opinions, our beliefs, the deeper we experience this wonderful nature of reality, of what we are. We always have this opportunity. It's always here for us. It's always here as us. I hope you find this, my friend. I hope you let go of the obstacles and illusions that are standing in the way of truth.